Move well, study well, eat well, sleep well. That is the Turtle Hermit Way, and a quote I build my life around, but it is only one of the many quotes and lessons you can take from the saga of Dragon Ball. You want to be the best version of yourself you can be, right? If you haven't already made yourself a better person with any of the many lessons Goku's character can teach you alone, then I suggest you stick around for some motivating lines and advice that will shape you into the best person you can be. Boys who grew up watching Dragon Ball know they take a lot of inspiration in most that they do from it. A good bulk of dudes who work out do it because Dragon Ball inspired them. Lots of guys that draw got into it thanks to Akira Toriyama's unique and lovable style. But one thing that a lot of people neglect to ever mention or take inspiration from is the quotes, the soul in the dialogue of Dragon Ball.
Idiots! Behind you! What?
The quote that best describes Kakarot as a character is, "I want to become stronger." It's a quote that anyone can apply to their lives in a plethora of ways. You want to become stronger. Take the line at face value. You want to improve your, say, drawing skills. That line becomes, "I want to become a better artist." It's simple, but the ways you can manipulate your mind into getting you more motivated to do anything are often simple and effective. And notice that the line is to become stronger, not to become the strongest. Saying you want to become the best puts a cap on how good you can become, but simply saying you want to become better makes it so your mind is always moving to the next goal, not stagnate on a single goal that may seem impossible at one point, but once reached, kills your desire to be better. It's the ideological reason Goku is always a step ahead of Vegeta. I'd say perfection is something you should strive for, but I guarantee it's something so far out of reach for you that you call impossible. It's something more spiritual you may or may not get into later in life anyway, so I'll leave that journey for you to go on yourself. It is true you should always desire to become better, but to get there, you may ask how you do it. Well, let's take a look at the Turtle Hermit Way that I mentioned earlier. It's another aspect of Goku's character that goes undiscussed for the bulk of the series, but it is pivotal for improving yourself. To move well would be to make good moves in life decisions based on good instinct and faith, but it is also to move like flowing water. Any bumps or rocks in a river you must learn to simply pass over. Never lose your cool over a chink in the path, and learn to have patience with all things, including your siblings and family. Study well. Never in your life should you stop learning. A life spent constantly learning is a life well lived. When young, you should absorb information like a sponge. Scratch that. At all times, you should absorb information like your SpongeBob. Always look for the meaning in what you read. There are too many lessons missed by the so-called fans of Dragon Ball that might help them see why half the stuff they get into as a fan base is so trivial for discussion's sake or otherwise. Eat well. Know what you're putting into your body. Only gorge yourself with food if you've already worked incredibly hard or are about to work it all off. And always remember, if you're trying to lose weight, the key is calorie intake versus calorie output. Eat healthier and try new foods. You'll never know if you can endure it until you try it. Don't forget to sleep well. I'm ignoring this part while writing this script. If you're put in a position where the only way you can work on what you want is to sacrifice something, I'd suggest sacrificing sleep, unless what you're trying to work on is your body, in which case you're going to need that rest. And rest, well, you should. Everyone's body is different, and everyone has at least a little bit of a different sleep schedule, so I'll just say this. If you have enough drive from when you wake to when you sleep, then I'd suggest forming a schedule where you don't need an alarm to wake up. Yes, I suggest a schedule where your body wakes you up, and you'll still always be up and on time for whatever you need to be. With the Turtle Hermit Way, I hope you're able to improve your life at least a little. I obviously added a little of my own twist to the explanations I gave, but I hope they only help you. Now for the other lines I said I'd mention,
Fight you? No, I want to kill you.
always go above and beyond in anything you do. I'm only half playing with this quote.
こっちだ。S.N.U.R.W.A.
But in all seriousness, another great lesson you can learn from Dragon Ball is to relax. Too often do I see people stressing out over the smallest of things when it's just not that serious.
Oh well, whatever happens, happens.
Laugh a little and joke around like Goku often does. Also, like him, try to find the good in people whenever possible, even if it's just the potential for good. And when you see that potential, try to bring it out so as to improve those around you as you improve yourself. Try to make friends that will help push you to be better, whether it be through a rivalry or simply keeping one another accountable. A healthy relationship is one where each side can be scrutinous of the other, while it all still holds a certain love to it. That last part was mostly just me talking. It was very loosely related to Dragon Ball. In any case, if you want more lessons from anime or shows you've likely seen before, hit that subscribe button. If you want to show a little more love in your life, then giving a like is a fine way to do that. This is all I have for today. I'll see you in the next video.